Many organizations find it necessary to produce forms in multiple languages, either due to regulatory compliance or in order to make their products and services available to a wider range of users. This is particularly important with the unification of Europe, as well as the growth of multinational companies. Up till now, the process of building forms in multiple languages has been extremely tedious. In most cases, the forms are built in one base language, and then multiple copies of the form are made, and each copy is translated into a different language. This is further complicated because as part of the translation process, sometimes subtle and not so subtle changes need to be made to the form itself, and these changes need to be propagated to all other copies of the form. This causes maintenance issues where the same form has to be maintained in several languages. If you want to add a field or change something in a form, you now need to do it identically in several different copies of that form. This in turn results in extra costs and complexity for your organization. It also results in possible divergence of the form functionality between language versions, unless you're extremely disciplined and very careful to make the same changes to each form every time. Some attempts have been made to automate the translation process using scripts that manipulate the form XML, although these solutions can be difficult to use and manage. Avoka SmartForm Composer now has multi-language support built in as a key capability. A single copy of the form is maintained with multiple versions of the form's text stored separately. Let's go and have a look at this. Here is a simple form for hire of community facilities built by a local city. And this particular form has been built in English, although it doesn't really matter what language is used to originally author the form. In order to enable this form for multi-language support, I click on the Localization tab and click on the button to enable localization. Once this dialog comes up, I simply enable this form for localization and then decide which languages of the ones supported currently by Composer I wish to translate it into. And I might select several languages, and this is for Europe, so we're going to do Dutch, French, and German. Please excuse those people whose languages I'm not selecting. You can try this out for yourself, and all of these languages do work. The next thing I'm going to do is click on the Auto Generate button. This will do some analysis on the form and extract all of the properties from all of the fields that are suitable for translation, leaving all of the system properties alone, and work out what it needs to do to translate all of those into the target languages. When I click Finish, I can review that. When I click Finish, Composer will go and extract all of those values and translate each of them into the appropriate language. Once the auto generation is completed, I'll be presented a list of all of the text that has been extracted out of the form and translated in a single list where I can review the various translations, because the automatic translation may not get everything absolutely correct. I can then go in onto a particular field and modify a particular translation if I want. You'll also notice that the labels for drop-down lists are automatically translated, but not the underlying values. So the value you store in the database will be the same, but the value displayed to the end user will vary. I can then go back into my form in the wireframe, select the appropriate locale from the drop-down list, such as French, and after a few moments, the exact same form with the exact same logic, all the same details, will be displayed in French, as you can see. If you'd like to do your translations in a more traditional way using a third-party translation service, this is very easy also. Simply go to the Artifacts tab. You'll see that all of the translations are available in a variety of files, including the original one. Simply download these and send them to your translation service. The translation files will be familiar to those at your translation service. They're normal name value pairs properties files that they'll be quite familiar with. We hope that this presentation has shown you how easy and productive it is to enable you to produce your forms in multiple languages. If you'd like more information, please visit our website at www.avoka.com. Thank you.